And here we go from the Trop. Carl Crawford, remember, a little injured last year? Had 11 stolen bases coming in, but after a walk, steals on Jason Varitek and Brad Penny. Throw goes into the outfield. He later moves over to third and scores to tie at 1. Bottom third. And this is what speed can do, especially little indoor. Julio Lugo, not even going to throw it. Infield hit Crawford on first. Later in the inning, you guess what's going to happen. On the breaking ball, no throw by Tech. Second stolen base of the game. Bottom of the fifth, Rays lead 3-1. Crawford on first due to a single. There's the throw, but pretty good one, not in time. Good jump. Third stolen base. Later in the inning, this is the tough one. I know we saw home last week, but forget it. Third stolen without a throw. 4 stolen bases. Crawford. Manny Delcamen into pitch. Bottom 7, just 3-1 Rays. Crawford stealing, don't even try it. 5th stolen base. After Carlos Pena, it's hit. Del Carmen hits Pat Burrell. Crawford comes in to score. Rays go up 4-1. Now it's a 4-3 game, bottom 8. And look at this, little excuse me, Tapper, short, Lugo, not going to get him. Jason Bartlett scores, 4 hits, Crawford, 5-3 Rays, and then open up the record books. Crawford, save, 6 stolen bases for Carl Crawford, and the Rays go on to beat the Red Sox. 5-3, their first series win since they won the opening series at Boston. Diamond with the Dodgers have been untouchable at home. Second oldest park in the NL these days. Dodgers 9-0 at home, and they're playing the Padres. And very early on, bottom of the first, Orlando Hudson to right center field. Juan Pierre in for Manny with a sore hammy. Pierre runs a little quicker. He's in. 2 for 3, 3 RBIs, 2 doubles. Hudson, Dodgers lead. Andre Ethier hits it deep to left. Chase Headley, oh boy, overs Headley. Hudson score, Ethier double, 2-0 LA. Next man up, James Loney. Well, all of a sudden, these youngsters, they're all striping it. Ethier scores. Loney trying to advance to second. Nice cutoff. They get him, but 3-0 LA. 3-1 Dodgers in the 6th. Chad Billingsley pitching to Nick Hundley. Bases loaded, 2 outs. It's a big moment here. Pods, can they get in it? No. Billingsley paints the corner, and then swung on a missed strike 2. And then the 0-2 pitch. Nice. Billingsley 5-0, the 24-year-old, had a rough time against the Phillies last in LCS, but he's 5-0, and the Dodgers, they're good at home. And Barry Zito, Barry Zito pitching well against Colorado. Pablo Sandoval with a nice stop on the hard hit by Troy Tulowitzki. Zito 7 innings, no runs. Tulowitzki at the plate with the bases loaded and 2 out at the top of the ninth, but Brian Wilson gets out of it. He's surfing USA. We go to the bottom of the 10th, and one of my Giants, Richie Aurelia Big Show, with the base hit, scoring Steve Home Sweet Home. And the Giants, they're above 500. They're 10-4 at home. They beat Colorado 1-0. They've won 9 of their last 12.
Amazing how the Giants highlight didn't fall to my side of the rundown.
Hey,
amazing.
Membership has its privilege now.
Brewers had gone 3 games without a home run, their longest drought since September of '05. And, of course, there's Prince Fielder to break that up, his 4th jack of the season. Very next pitch, Mike Cameron. If it's fair, it's gone, and I don't see a foul pole anywhere. Back-to-back homers, Cameron's 1,500th career hit. Chris Duffy grounds to the right side. Felipe Lopez can only get the out at first. J.J. Hardy comes home to score. Apparently knew you were anchoring SportsCenter. They bring back Greg Maddux, pregame ceremony, retire his number 31 jersey, and Ferguson Jenkins, the other pitcher to wear 31 for the Cubs. Both spent 10 years there in Chicago.
They were good.
Thank you.
Real good.
2 separate errors, and very good. To the 5th now. All right, serious stuff here. Carlos Zambrano, the Cubs ace. Look at this, lays one down. He's bunting for a base hit, gets the hit, but he pulls up in pain. He'd be taken to a hospital for an MRI. Cubs will have the results on Monday, though Lou Piniella said his next scheduled start is in jeopardy, and that was a quote. 4 batters later, bases loaded. Oh, yeah, Derek Lee, get out of town, and he means it. Grand slam for Lee, his 9th career slam, 5th as a Cub. Go ahead, take the curtain call. To the 9th we go. Cubs up 6-4, 2 outs and 1 on. Emilio Bonifacio. Liner into right. And Kosuke Fukudome coming on to make the grab.
Happened with the 1911 title.
No, I don't think so. Marlins all of a sudden have lost 10 of 13 since they started the campaign 11-1.
White Sox and the Rangers, John Danks getting the start. And Ian Needles and Kinsler, his 8th leadoff homer, tying the Texas franchise record set by, among others, my favorite nickname ought to be Young Again McDowell, one of my favorite nicknames, Nelson Cruz. And watch this. Popcorn. Get your popcorn ready. Look at this. And, oh, the popcorn's gone. The friend laughs. What? Now watch this. Are you kidding me? This time he's ready. Got more popcorn. Meanwhile, Chris Davis, he's in the stands. There goes more beer and popcorn. Drinks gone. Hot dogs gone. No one was safe in the stands. Meanwhile, Matt Harrison gets Carlos Correa to a fly out. And the Rangers win 5-1. Get back to the diamond, and the best record in the AL West belongs to the Seattle Mariners. What a game they had. Down 4-3 at home in the bottom of the ninth. Jojima, off Russ Springer, back. Home run ties it at 4. We're going to extras. Now same score in the 13th. Landon Powell, Oakland, to the right field corner. Rajay Davis from Connecticut. Bobby Crosby score. 6-4. They lead 7-4. A 3-run lead, Oakland in the bottom of the 13th. Gio Gonzalez walks. Franklin Gutierrez makes it 7-5. 2 batters later at 7-6. And it's Ichiro. Try to get him out in the clutch. Not going to happen. Up the middle. Pinch runner Andy Chavez scores. So 3 now scored by the Mariners. We go on to the 15th. Dana Evelyn. Starter Friday, but we got to use you now. Betancourt the sack. Evelyn, oh boy, into center field. Runners advance. So now walking the bases loaded. It's Jose Lopez up, bottom 15. And the Mariners, no, on a blooper. Gutierrez score, and what a win for Seattle. 5 hours, 2 minutes, they win it in 15, coming back 3 times, winning at 8-7. Seattle is 15 and 10.
Come on, Seattle.
Come on, Seattle. Rubber game, Roy, pretty good. Royals Twins, Scott Baker. The area of almost 10 early on, but you wouldn't guess it against Coco Crisp. Serial out. No hitter through 6th. Now Baker in the dugout. Uh-oh, we shouldn't even say no because I said it. It's because I said it. I'm sorry. Willie Bloomquist is up. And
there it is.
There goes an oh-no. Bloomquist a base hit. Standing ovation in Minnesota with Baker and the Twins up on the Royals 4-0. But Martin with a base hit. Come on now. We had a no-hitter. Would you leave him alone? Next man up is Jose Guillen. And, oh boy. First the no-no, then the shutout. Back. Into the hefty bag. 4-3. Next up, Mike Jacobs. No. Yeah. Base hit, still no out. David DeJesus. No. 5 hits in a row. Ron Gardenhire to the mound. Luis Ayala now on. After the no-hitter and the shutout are gone, and so's the lead. Alberto Calaspo and the Twins Calaspo against the Royals. The Royals going to win it 7-5. Gil Mesh gets the win after the big rally. And the Royals, another one of the pleasant stories this year. They're the leaders in the Central. 14-11. They win it 7-5.
The Blue Jays and Orioles, they are headed in different directions in the same division. If you don't know about Scott Richmond, you should. Aubrey Huff at the plate, tied at 3, top of the 5th, 1 on, 2 outs. And Richmond gets the call on the breaking ball, and Huff didn't like that call. 2 pitches later, Richmond's going to strike out Huff, looking. See how frustrated Huff is. And apparently he's not frustrated with himself. He's frustrated with the umpire. And the Orioles manager, Dave Tremblay, comes out to argue the call with umpire Chris Tiller, and, you know, you can't argue balls and strikes. Trombley would be tossed. They're frustrated in Baltimore. They've lost 14 of 17 games now. Alex Rios, a crush job. Richmond, by the way, goes to 4-0, lowers his ERA to 2.67. And Guthrie is going to go to Souvenir City. So disappointed. His hat.
Home yet this season. Diamondbacks came in trying to stop LA's 10-game home winning streak. Bottom first, Manny says, stop this. On a 3-2 pitch, gone. Off Doug Davis, number 6 on the season. For Manny, Dodgers up 1-0. Bottom second, now Arizona down 2-1. Casey Blake at the plate, 2 on, nobody out. Runners go with the pitch. Blake, a line drive to short. That's 1. Josh Wilson makes a superb catch, toss to Felipe Lopez at second, and then the throw to first for 3. Wilson starts it. Connor Jackson finishes it at first. And check out the pitcher, Doug Davis. He can count 1, 2, 3. Got them all. Arizona's only other triple play was in 2000. Top 4 now, LA up 2-1. Eric Burns with a fly ball. Matt Kemp with a great catch. Look at Kemp at the wall. And the Dodgers going to win at 7-2. So the Dodgers remain perfect at home. That's 11-0 now at Dodger Stadium. Almost 6 runs a game this season. Philly about to get 4 in a hurry. Top 5 bases loaded for Ron Howard. Look at that. He went down, got that pitch, and then hit it out of the park off Kyle Loesch. 7th career grand slam, tying Mike Smith's franchise record. Howard's 5th home run of the year. 6-1 Phillies. Top 8 Sam score. Pedro Feliz in the left center field. Rick Ankiel makes the catch and then collides head first into the wall. Take another look at it. Ankiel going full speed right into the wall. He plays center field with such an aggressive style. Trainers and his teammates go to check on him. Ankiel remained down for quite a while. The game actually stopped for 15 minutes. He told Chris Duncan, first player got to him, that he was okay. He just needed to stay down for a while. And you see his head and neck snap back as he makes the catch and collides with the wall. He was put in a neck brace and strapped to a gurney. But the good news was that as Ankiel left the field on the cart, he was able to give the fans a thumbs up. Phillies won the game 6-1, but the thoughts were with Ankiel. Pirates have lost 15 straight to the Brewers. They just can't seem to find a way to win. Bottom first, Freddie Sanchez at bat. Bill Hall, first career start in left field. He made the grab. What a catch! But he pulled his hamstring on the play. He would have to leave the game. That might be his last start in left field. Ryan Braun pinch hitting. He flew to Pittsburgh on Monday after having tests run on his injured back in Milwaukee earlier in the day, and the Pirates really wish he would have stayed. A double scoring J.J. Hardy and Prince Fielder. He ties the game at 3. Top 9, Ricky Weeks up with men on the corners and the game tied at 4. 3-run homer of Mad Caps. Week 6 of the season. 16 in a row now for the Brewers over the Pirates. Orioles and Rays, Scott Kazmir trying to get Tampa Bay back on track. Nick Markakis says, you know what, that means absolutely nothing in my world. Kazmir struggling early. 6 1/3, 6 earned runs he gave up for the game. Top 8 Orioles up 6-4. Joe Nelson in relief of Kazmir. Brian Roberts with 1 on and 1 gone. Orioles up 8-4 and Roberts 3rd of the year. Bottom 9, 2 outs. George Sherrill in to finish it off for the Orioles, facing Carl Crawford. He of the 6 stolen bases. Felix P.A. Spectacular diving catch in the game. You know, Crawford can't steal any bases if he can't get on base. The Orioles going to win it 8-4 with 3 RBI. They could have used an umbrella Monday night in the Bronx. Top 4, 1 on for David Ortiz. That'll bring that run home. Ortiz's second double of the game. Red Sox up 4-0. Next batter is Kevin Youkilis. Youkilis fouls off the pitch and then a little bit of discomfort after the swing. Come out to take a look at him. Youkilis struck out in that at-bat. He would leave the game due to an aggravated back. Leading the AL in hitting, they hope that's not a serious problem. John Lester, no problem with Derek Jeter. He struck out 10, as a matter of fact. Joe Girardi came out to argue, and home plate umpire Jerry Mueller says, you know what? You could use a shot. Next pitch is to Johnny Damon. And Damon striking a blow for his teammate and his skipper. 2-run shot, upper deck number. Damon's 5th of the year. New York cuts the lead to 4-2. You know, homers have sort of been a trend at Yankee Stadium so far. Mark Teixeira getting in on that trend. You saw that was from the right side of the plate. Teixeira's 4th of the season. Yankees down 4-3. Top 7, still 4-3. Man on for Jason Bay, facing Alfredo Aceves. And that one's gone. Bay's 6th of the year. I like the way he just laid the bat down at the plate. Lester, like, thank you. Take the run support. And Boston goes up 6-3. Bottom 8 now, Ramon Ramirez on in relief of Lester. It's Teixeira from the other side of the plate. But the same order. Teixeira's second home run. New York now down for 36 home runs. through 10 games at Yankee Stadium. New York down 6-4, rather. Later in the 8th, Jonathan Papelbon brought in for the 5-out save. Runners on the corners, and Papelbon gets Jose Molina. So now we go bottom 9. Teixeira with 2 on, Papelbon in a jam. But 95-mile-per-hour heat can help you get out of a jam. 2 away now. He walked Nick Swisher to load the bases. He's facing Robinson Cano. Now, Cano's got that look in his eye, but he can't get to the baseball. Papelbon and the Red Sox hang on for the win 6-4. So the Red Sox now 4-0 against the Yankees.
Brandon League. And the power of boy. Not with League on this night. As Drupal Cabrera singles to right, Josh Barfield beats the throw and scores. Game tied at 4. Next batter, the Lau was bad. Victor Martinez to deep center. Vernon Wells cannot make the catch. Cabrera will score, and the Indians take the lead. Bottom 9, Kerry Wood, a strike away from picking up the save.
Oh, that's not a strike.
Coffee is for closers. You'll be drinking tea. Jose Bautista flies to left. 2-score. Game tied. We go extra inning. The Indians were held without a hit in the first 6 innings of this game. Here we are, top 12, and Josh Barfield is going to give them a lead they will not relinquish. Mark DeRosa, who doubled, scores off Sean Kemp, and the Indians are going to win it.
The Reds and Marlins from South Florida, they played quite a while on Monday night. Regis Philbin there to throw out the first pitch. And so we're going to play a little bit of Who Wants to Be a Marlinaire, Neil. How about that? You down with that?
I'm glad you got the highlight.
Bottom first, Hanley Ramirez up. That's a solo shot. So with that home run, how many homers does Ramirez have this season, Neil? Is it A1, B3, C5, or D15? Answer is B3. You took too long.
I'll go with B.
You need a lifeline. Let's check in with Carl Ravitch. Who won a Gold Glove in 08 for the Reds?
Gold Glove winner, Brandon Phillips. Brandon Phillips.
You going to go with that, Neil?
Thank you, Ravi.
It is Brandon Phillips, and check him out. The great stop and then the flip for the out, and that's why he won that Gold Glove last season. You got to work on your
I've never seen the show.
Okay, bottom 14, game tied at 2. Hurry Cantu up. Final question: how will this game end? Home run, double, single, or error?
Error. I'm going to go error, and then I'm going to go soon.
All right, well, let's check it out. Jorge Cantu over to first. Paul Giannis throws it away, trying to turn the double play. Ronnie Polino scores on the air.
Thank you.
Way to go, Mr. Everett. The Marlins win it 3-2 in 14 innings, and that's our final answer. You know why? Because it is written.
Does that mean I get to meet Simon?
No. Get free tickets to the matinee of Slumdog Millionaire.
Braves Mets used to be all that in the NL East, both under 520-some games into the season. Carlos Beltran, 14-game hit streak intact, 2-run homer off Javier Vasquez, 3rd of the season. Mets down 3-2. 2 batters later, David Wright, 2-run shot, his 2nd of the season. Mets take a 4-3 lead. And how many times do you see a guy hit a home run and then make a spectacular play in the field? Well, whenever we had
was that a question?
No.
I thought I had multiple choices.
I'm just talking to myself. Great play by Wright. 2 outs. Next batter, bartender. Schaefer. I'm sorry, we're closed. Jordan Schaefer out. John Maine gets out of a jam. Mets up 4-3, top 7. Vasquez says this pitch was in the same spot as the last one. And Beltran says, I know. And he hits another home run. Mets win 6-4. John Maine, 6 innings for the win.
Astros and Nationals from D.C. Astros came in with just 92 runs, second fewest in the majors. Adam Dunn facing Felipe Paulino. Bottom 6 with the Nats down 4-3. Christian Guzman and Nick Johnson come around. Nats up 5-4. They got all 5 of those runs in the 6th. They pounded out 15 hits in the game. Bottom 7, Nats up 7-4. Ryan Zimmerman came into the day with a 21-game hit streak. Update. It's up to 22. Zimmerman 4 for 4, 3 runs and a pair of RBI. His 22-game hit streak, longest in the majors this season.
Rangers and Mariners. Felix Hernandez is not allowed to run in his last 22 innings. We go top 4. No score. Chomping at the gap right there. The double for the Rangers off Hernandez. That'll score a run, and it's 1-0 Texas. Seattle leading the American League West, and that's fun. That's fun to say. Franklin Gutierrez, bartender, jack off Kevin Millwood. The assist from Verrett. Game tied at 4.
Team effort.
Top 6. We're still tied. We're untied. Chris Davis off Hernandez. His 6th of the season. Rangers up 6-4. They're going to win it. Royals pitcher to win his first 5 starts of the season was Brett Saberhagen. Royals and White Sox in Kansas City. We got a little history, though, between Greinke and the White Sox. I don't know if he had a bad flight in Chicago or what, but this was last season against Nick Swisher. That'll leave a bruise. He was ejected from that game. And then this year on April 8th against the White Sox, it's Carlos Quentin. 0-2 pitch almost took his head off, and then, well, the next pitch did hit him, and Quentin said, you know what? I've seen enough of you. Let's snap back to reality. First pitch to Quentin. Really? Inside. Next pitch. Quentin pops up, and he is out. Top third, Alexi Ramirez. Your turn.
Whoa.
Watch, and he'll look out at Greinke and look back at the dugout and go, really? Next pitch to Ramirez. Curveball, outside corner, strike 1. Next pitch, off-speed pitch, strike 2, and swing and sway. You know, they had 6,500 walk-ups for this game because baseball is back in Kansas City. It's alive. This kid's got them energized. And they got the stadium looking nice. Quentin up in the 4th, 1-2-3 sit. He's the best in the league right now, was Ozzie Guillen's response to this kid afterwards. Wilson Betterment there. Greinke, his 3rd complete game of the season. 10 Ks, 104 pitches, 2nd shutout in 4 starts, and he's your first 6 game.
Right now, start at number 10, Mets and Braves, Jordan Schaefer into right field. It's not about him. It's about Ryan Church. And, you know, the weather wasn't exactly cooperative on the East Coast. But Church went down and got that one.
That's too bad. Number nine, Dwight Howard tells Ray Allen, shut the front door. Ray Allen had an awful game, won again. Magic beat the Celtics.
Number 8, White Sox and Royals, David DeJesus. It's in foul territory. You know about the home runs with Carlos Quentin? How about some love for the defense? And see, he stuck his foot out. He's like, you know, if I'm going to hit the wall, it's going to be my... Number 6, Rangers and Mariners, Kenji Jojima between 3rd and short, but that's where Elvis Andrus hangs out. Look at that throw from one knee. Jojima thought he was safe. There's no way he made that throw in time. But like, Jojima, relax, you're the catcher. Rangers hang on to win at 6-5.
Twins Tigers at 5. Alexi Casilla going to lay down Sally. Instead, he pops it up. Edwin Jackson, presence of mind, let it drop. Start the 1-3-6 double play.
A lot of great defensive plays in top plays, including one here. Phillies and Cardinals, Carlos Ruiz. Look at Tyler Green. Wow. Wow. What a throw. That is a rope. Might have been safe, but hey.
Let's get the triple play, make a little history.
Number 2, Penguins and Capitals, Sidney Crosby. Look at that. He backs that one out of the air. I mean, that's like an Albert Pujols right there. His 3rd goal of the game, but Crosby would be outdone. He only got 1 hat.
Yeah, I'm going to see your Crosby hat trick and raise you this one. It's Alex Ovechkin. First goal tied the game at 1 in the 2nd. Second goal broke a 2-2 tie in the 3rd. And his 3rd goal turned out to be the game winner. Visit in the red light district. You're the top player on the top play on this